CLNS Media, Patriots Roundtable. We are back. Little different format here now with CLNS. Nick Quaglia, Marv, Ezhan, Mike Molyneaux. We haven't done a show in about maybe a month or so, but we have a ton to talk about right now. We've got Julio Jones and we've got Mac Jones. We've got Cam Newton. Guys, what's up? Totally different format.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been a while, but sometimes you got to step back, readjust, reassess the situation, and then once you got things moving in motion, you jump back on and get things popping again. So that's what we're here doing with Patriots Roundtable, making this return.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. I miss you fellas. I miss talking Patriots. A lot's been going on here on the Roundtable, and it's a little different format, new visuals. I like it here, man. I like what we're doing.
Dude, we didn't even do a show after the draft, so we didn't even get to talk about the draft, guys. When the Patriots got up and Mac Jones was on the board, I was like, "There's no chance." There's no chance he's taking this quarterback. There's zero shot he's taking this quarterback.
I've been trying to tell you guys for a long time. That was my pick. That was my guy. Just because of Alabama. Just because he's
you're on the Mac Jones trade.
Just because he's from Alabama, Nick Saban. I said Mac Jones is the guy that I want. And Belichick made the move and took him with that first pick. And I'm excited what the future holds with Mac Jones. Obviously rookie, you don't know what to expect. It's looking like he's not even in a situation where he's going to start right away. But maybe. I believe they found their guy. The heir apparent to the throne. I think he's there.
I mean, when you look at Mac Jones, right? He looks like the prototypical Patriots quarterback. He's got the height, the size. He's not as mobile, a la Tom Brady-esque, and he's a smart player. Mike brings up all of Alabama and playing for Nick Saban and things like that. He's played in pretty much a pro level system, so he's gonna pick up things quickly, and it's possible that he could be the Patriots guy for the long run. First round pick quarterback. We haven't seen that in a long time. Something we've been asking for. I didn't think Mac Jones was even going to slip to 15. All the smoke screens that they were using all year saying, "Oh, San Francisco, it's determined they're going to go get him. They're going to get him." And then, he dropped to 15. Belichick had no choice but to pick him up at that point. So it's going to be interesting.
During the draft, it was like Mac Jones is going number 3, or at least leading up to the draft. That's why all of these rumors, and we talked about this before the little hiatus that we had. It was like all of these rumors, they're all BS. They're all smoke screens, especially with the Patriots. Remember a few years ago, Marv, we did the CLNS draft show. Weeks leading up to that, there were talks that maybe Baker Mayfield will be at the Patriots' first pick in the first round. And then all of a sudden he goes number 1. And when the 49ers trade up to get pick number 3, it was Mac Jones. They moved up to get Mac Jones,
which never made sense.
No,
but
it made no sense. And just the rumors and the smoke screens every single draft. I mean, like the Patriots were apparently super interested in Justin Fields, which I don't know if that made sense to you guys, but there was talk. I think it was our own guy Evan Lazar, who said that maybe the Patriots. I don't want to put words into his mouth, but there were rumors that the Patriots might not have even had too much interest in Justin Fields, and Mac Jones was their guy all along. And again, if Evan didn't say that, don't put words into his mouth. I might be misquoting him there. But I don't know. I didn't expect Mac Jones to be at 15. 15?
Yeah. I didn't see him dropping that low, but again, once the opportunity was there, I don't think there was any hesitation in the war room or Belichick's basement with his dog or whatever the case it is where he's making these decisions. Whatever that room is, I don't know. But once they saw Mac Jones was going to be available, I don't think they wasted any time in locking that pick in, because like I said, I believe that was the guy who they wanted all along. I know the other names were flowing out there, but I believe that if there was any type of possibility they can make a Mac Jones pick happen, they would, and the opportunity was there, and they took it without any hesitation. And I think they're very excited with who they have moving forward. Obviously, I think we know, or what's being said is, Cam's the guy this season. Cam's the guy for this upcoming 2021 season. But a few years from now, it's going to be the Mac Jones show. I don't know if that's next year. I don't know if it's the year after. But sooner or later, it's going to be the Mac Jones show in New England. And then we're going to see what type of team is going to be surrounding him.
And so here's my question to you guys then. So, training camps have started, OTAs and things have started up with New England. And, Belichick did come out and say Cam Newton is the starter for this team. The question is now, we saw Cam last year. We saw how he threw the ball. We saw how he struggled to read defenses. And everything coming out training camps right now is Mac Jones out there. He's doing some audibles that Cam hasn't done yet. And he's reading some defenses that Cam hasn't been able to do. Does Cam Newton keep this job fully throughout this season? That's the question.
I was going to say, I'm not buying it that Cam, I think there's right now, as it sits right now, Cam Newton is going to be quarterback for week 1.
Mm-hmm.
But we're playing all this stuff off like we've seen this before with the Patriots. People, even leading up to the draft, it was the Patriots aren't going to take a quarterback round 1. Why? Look, there's been no reason for them to really do that. They haven't had a pick that high in a long time, and there's been no reason for them to do that over the past 20 years. Because, guys, I don't know if we remember, but they had Tom Brady at quarterback. There was no reason for them to pick a quarterback up until this year. They probably could have done it in the past few years, but they've also haven't had a pick this high in a long time. I'm not convinced. I don't think that there's a 0% chance that Mac Jones is quarterback week 1. I don't. Like we have these conversations constantly. We have the conversations constantly about the Patriots. Like they're gonna put the best guy in that gives them the best chance to win football games. At this point, who says that's Cam?
I think they like what they have in Cam Newton. Obviously, last season wasn't pretty. We know that. But they do still like the fact that they can, they have a mobile quarterback. I think, Josh McDaniels and Belichick love the fact that, certain plays they can have Cam Newton handle the ball on his own and make plays happen. They love that. His arm, that's still questionable. But you got to think, okay, Cam gets another year in the system. He's more comfortable, full off-season OTAs, training camps all coming up. And then you retool the offense. You have better weapons out there that can, make plays happen and whatnot. I think Belichick is all in on Cam holding his job. And yes, I think if Cam Newton were to suck throughout the course of the season, are they going to keep, because we saw last season, like maybe they should turn to Stidham, and Belichick just kept coming out game after game, like, no, we're sticking with Cam. Cam's the guy. We're sticking with Cam.
I think that's more on
Stidham sucks. That's why.
Yeah. But there was a lot of talk about, well, maybe there were a few people out there saying give Stidham a chance because Cam's not doing anything pretty. Give Stidham a chance. I wasn't necessarily with that, but the noise was there. I'm saying this time around, say if we're seeing the same type of Cam Newton we saw last season, Belichick, I don't think will waste any time pulling the trigger and saying, we'll give Mac Jones a chance. We'll throw him in there and see. Yeah. As much as he's standing by Cam Newton to start the season, which I get, he's the veteran guy, he's doing all the right things, saying all the right things. He's sticking with him to start the season. But I don't think Belichick will hesitate to pull the trigger and throw Mac Jones to start again if we see a similar Cam Newton from 2020.
Yeah, the leash is small. It's such a very short,
especially
leash
with the offensive team that they have now, with the weapons they have. Yep. If Cam screws this up, he didn't waste all that time, firing the trigger during the offseason, getting these names bang, bang, bang for Cam Newton to suck it up.
Yeah,
stink it up. Sorry,
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Even when they were making all those moves, I think we had a show, and I was like, "You're doing all this for Cam? Like you're getting Jonnu Smith, Hunter, Henry, Kendrick Bourne. Now there's rumors of Julio Jones maybe coming out here for Cam Newton, the guy that wasn't even able to throw to James White on a quick Pass and
Sheesh.
go. Like, are we? So now we see the vision. We see Mac Jones. He got drafted first round pick. He's already second in line. I mean, he jumped over Stidham and Hoyer. Usually, the Patriots want to say, "Hey, you're the rookie. You're gonna be fourth. You're gonna get that fourth place, and you got to work your way up." They said Hoyer, Stidham. Yeah, cool. Mac Jones already our second in the depth chart.
The second they said his name on draft night, he went to number 2.
I haven't even seen Hoyer around the team. Like, I know they put out images of quarterback. Maybe I'm missing it, but I haven't even seen Hoyer out there.
Well, he's a coach. He's a coach. That's why he's there.
I've only been seeing 3 guys in red jerseys, and not Hoyer. But that's just me. Maybe I'm missing it or something. But he shouldn't be there.
He's a coach. That's why he's in. He's a coach. He knows the system better than anybody. Like, that's why you bring Brian Hoyer back. Listen, especially after what we saw last year after the Kansas City game, I have never seen a man turn into a ghost faster than Brian Hoyer. After he stunk it up against the Chiefs, he was gone. He was at MIA.
But
he's still here, though.
Somebody has to go. Somebody has to go. Are they going to start the year with 4 quarterbacks on the roster?
No, I think Stidham's on his way out the door.
Stidham's out the.
Is it Stidham?
But with Hoyer, this is a good topic, because with Hoyer signing, what's up, Cam? Like, they didn't give Cam a lot of money. They could have easily released Cam, and it wouldn't hurt the Patriots' pockets at all. Like, every quarterback's on. Why did they bring back Hoyer?
Hey,
because Hoyer's there for Mac Jones. He's not there to mentor Cam Newton.
That's what I'm saying. He's there to essentially be another coach for Mac.
So why don't you just sign him like a coach? Why don't they pull what Celtics did with Evan Turner?
I don't know how money works in that league. And I'm back to this topic, Mac Jones, because I wanted to talk. I thought we were going to more jump into the Julio Jones stuff first, but the Mac Jones, Cam Newton stuff is by far the best storyline going right now for the Patriots, especially with Julio. Like, who knows what's going on? The thing is with Julio Jones, guys, and it's my favorite thing that I keep seeing on Twitter, is so-and-so X team is interested. Well, duh.
It's Julio Jones.
Everybody's interested in him. It's like some of these reporters just tweeting out stuff like they hear like, oh, okay, well, this team is interested. Yeah, he's Julio Jones. Of course they're interested. Doesn't mean they're going to do anything about it, but like they're interested in maybe the potential. If he's dirt cheap, yeah, sure, bring him over. Of course they're interested.
Every time I just think of Julio Jones, and this is the storyline for Patriots fans that keeps popping up. They're comparing it to when the Patriots got Randy Moss in 2007. That's the comparison out there. And, getting a disgruntled wide receiver to New England, we saw how that worked out before with Randy Moss, considered one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Julio, is he a top 10 receiver all time? Would you guys put him top 10 all time?
He's
up there.
I'm not prepared for that question.
I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't even prepared.
He's close. I'm not gonna go down the list.
He's definitely top 10 in the game right now for sure. Not even a question.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah,
he's been the best of his era.
Yes,
him and AB.
And I mean, if you're have a chance to get a guy who still has plenty left in the tank, just like Moss had plenty left in the tank when the Patriots got him back then, make it happen. And, there's talk that he's cool with Cam Newton and they want to pair together and make some things happen. Even if it's not Cam and you can get Julio for a couple years. Julio Jones and Mac Jones on the same team, and you talk about rookie quarterbacks trying to get used to a system and get comfortable in the league, you got to just toss the ball up there to Julio Jones. Like,
literally, that's all you have to do.
What more can you ask for as a young quarterback in the league? What more can you ask for if that's the opportunity you're given?
Right. He's stepping into an insane system right now. Like, that's part of my whole thing with the Mac Jones conversation. And look, it's all coming together now. This Mac Jones conversation is because like this, there were pre-draft, and again, I take a lot of things pre-draft lightly because everybody just likes to talk about all the quarterbacks, all the players in the first round. Random things get said, but there were talks that Mac Jones was the most pro-ready. Well, you look at this offense that he's about to step into, it's a complete 180 from what it was last year. He's got weapons, he's got tight ends, he's got receivers, and you bring Julio Jones, that's a totally different story. A solid run game, and not to mention like a good offensive line, a real good offensive line. If you're going to throw a first-round quarterback into a situation and hope for success, even if he's not 100% ready, this might be the best situation for him, especially if you bring in a guy like Julio Jones.
Yeah.
But do you think that would be a problem if he wanted to play with Cam Newton and then he comes here and he's not playing with Cam Newton?
Not if he's getting the ball.
No matter who's throwing it to.
Right. If Julio is getting this is wide receiver we're talking about here. He's getting the ball. Thing about Julio, what makes him great, he's not one of those receivers that it's three catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Julio's a volume receiver. He's been making his name for getting 9 to 12 catches a game, going off for 200 yards. That's what he is.
No touchdowns.
I mean, that's on Matt.
Had him in fantasy. I know that.
Yeah, he's not a touchdown collector. We know he can get TDs. He's not a touchdown collector as he should have been. But Julio's a volume receiver. If he's getting the football, I don't think he's gonna care if it's Cam Newton, Mac Jones, Jarrett Stidham. Throw him the football and make sure he's in a winning situation. And he's gonna have Josh McDaniels as well. You hear Randy Moss and how he spoke about Josh McDaniels and Julio, in a system with 2 tight ends. You got two great tight ends. You're adding Julio Jones in that system. My God, the possibility of how this offense can work is wild.
Now, has it been reported officially or said anywhere what Atlanta is legitimately looking for in return for Julio?
Yeah.
What's out there?
I think first round. Last week was first round.
They wanted a first round, I think, going into the draft, right?
Yeah, and everyone said, "Yeah, cool." I just recently saw that second round they'll listen to a second round and maybe a player that can help out immediately.
Ah, man, I don't know.
Find it right now on Twitter, but
I don't know what it.
You want to hear my theory?
What's your theory?
What Patriots should do? Julio's great. I think we understand that, but we also know he's very injury prone. He doesn't usually play all 16, now 17 games of football. You give the Falcons a conditional second round pick, meaning if he plays all season, they get the second round pick. Cool. If he doesn't, that second round pick turns into a third round pick. And then you throw in JC Jackson. JC Jackson, this is his last year on the contract with them. He's going to be expecting big money. I think they have him locked up. He's going to be expecting big money, as he deserves. You keep Stephon Gilmore on this team. You give him JC Jackson, who Falcons need secondary help.
Well, you brought up Stephon Gilmore too, and Stephon Gilmore, that doesn't make sense to me because if they're dumping Julio's contract, why would they then want to pick up Stephon Gilmore's contract?
That's true.
That's like a win now move. JC Jackson would make sense because he's not in that situation like Stephon Gilmore. And JC Jackson's a good player. I don't think he's going to command Stephon Gilmore type money though.
I mean,
unless do you think he will?
I mean, we had Tommy Curran on the Double M Media show. Make sure you guys go check that out. And he had mentioned how, the cornerback money is up now. Like even Stephon Gilmore is underpaid compared to the other defensive backs out there. So when these contracts start to re-up, they're going to start demanding more money than, Patriots would probably like to give.
And the thing with Patriots, especially knowing that they're not trying to give out money like that, if there's one side of the football that I trust their decision making when they're bringing guys in and shuffling guys in, it's on the defensive side of football. And then I also believe they have some luck when it comes to picking and choosing what kind of cornerbacks they look to draft or unsigned, undrafted free agents. I trust the Patriots decision making. So even if they're not trying to make a move and pay someone like JC Jackson who probably would demand more money, next man up, in my opinion. And I think the Patriots do a good job, sliding somebody else into a position, especially on the defensive side of football, and them having a solid season and finding success. I never question, when it comes to drafting defensive players and whatnot. I know people get on my Cyrus Jones take from years ago. I thought Cyrus Jones was going to be the next great cornerback in New England, but And he came from Alabama too. It really
Yeah,
that one really hurt me.
Alabama bias.
That really hurt me. But he was one bad apple. The rest of them, solid. I think they're all good to go.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. I was just scrolling trying to find this Julio Jones. What the Falcons are looking for right now. Saw from Boston Diehards is that video of Bill Belichick taking the phone and slamming it after the game last year. It says when Atlanta says no to Julio Jones for N'Keal Harry and 2 6th-round picks.
Yeah, I didn't. N'Keal Harry was another option. I said maybe J.C. Jackson might move the needle a little more than N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, they'll try to give you more if you're throwing in N'Keal Harry.
What about because Atlanta doesn't have Todd Gurley anymore? You think they take Sony?
That's not bad.
You think they take Sony?
That's not bad, Mike.
I don't know.
Patriots don't need Sony necessarily.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to look at Sony Michel and think that he's valuable? Like that guy has been hurt since he got drafted.
Julio's been hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, Julio is a different story than Sony Michel.
That's not bad. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I think J.C. Jackson still pushes the needle more than Sony.
For sure.
Here's the thing. Even if, because we just listed a few options that the Patriots can have in terms of packaging something for Julio Jones. Do the Atlanta Falcons even want to do business with the New England Patriots? Do they even want to do business with the Patriots, knowing there's probably a lot of hatred and ill will still after that Super Bowl loss? Do they look at any deals coming from New England like, yeah, we're not making any moves with that team?
I think they're going to take the best that they can get, and if that's the Patriots, it's the Patriots. Like this is a situation where like Julio Jones wants to get out. Like, This isn't a question of whether or not the Falcons just need to do a salary dump. Like Julio Jones, did we ever find out if he knew he was on with Shannon Sharp?
We haven't found out, but I also think he didn't really care.
He did.
I don't think he cared. Because he probably would have said something by now, or some kind of, comments would have came out, but like nothing's come out. So I'm assuming he probably just, I was on air, I was live. Oh well, now y'all know how I really feel.
Dude, this is what I mean. I'm scrolling through here. Ravens might look to trade for Julio Jones, quote, if the price is right. Yeah. Duh. Of course you're going to. This is Julio Jones.
Yeah. It looks like they want to trade him to the AFC. They don't want him to be in the NFC whatsoever. And what have we heard? We heard Ravens, we've heard Patriots, we've heard Titans.
Yeah.
The report for him saying he either wants to go to New England or Tennessee, if that's true. And I mean,
you brought up Sony Michel. This is from @617 swaps. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of likes on it. I don't know if there's any value to this tweet. This could be I have no idea. But source, Sony Michel is indeed part of the Patriots trade pack for Julio Jones. The deal is expected to include a first-round pick and process post June 1st. Again, I got no idea if these guys are a valuable source. 611 followers. I don't know.
I love Julio. I don't know if you're doing a first-round pick, though.
Yeah, is that worth it?
I'd say with the unknown of the quarterback still, I wouldn't do. If we had known, okay, Cam Newton is good to go and, his arm is fine, or we knew that Mac Jones was the next one up. With the question mark with the quarterback, I'm not giving up a first-round pick for Julio.
You say that thinking like maybe you have to consider using that first-round pick to draft a quarterback next year? Or is that like that?
I'm saying that if you don't go for you get Julio, it's all in Super Bowl. We're trying to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you're trying to win the whole thing, then okay, you can lose a first-round pick because you're sacrificing for a chip.
I think most of this is just to win week 4.
If you're just a wild card, if you're just a wild card team, why are you giving up your first-round pick?
You think as the team is assembled right now, they're just a wild card team?
Yeah, this is a wild card team. The AFC has stocked up.
But like, I'm with you. Like, if you make that trade for Julio Jones, like that's we're gonna win now.
We're going for it.
So if that's the case, I mean, is Cam Newton the quarterback for that?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. I'm giving Cam Newton I'm putting my trust and faith in Cam Newton this season. I think last season was terrible, and
yeah,
I I don't know where it's coming from, but I have some faith in me that with the retooled offense, another year in the system, getting comfortable. I know he dealt with COVID last season too. I'm trusting and believing that he's coming back a better version than what we saw in 2020. Especially knowing that he has better options around him to work with. You know, we already trust that the offensive line is going to do a hell of a job protecting him. But now that you have some dogs out there that you're throwing to, some proven veteran guys that you're throwing the ball to, or in Cam's case, trying to throw the ball to, you don't have to worry too much about, they're running the right route or they're making mistakes. No, these guys, you've been around for a long time. As long as they learn the system, they should be solid in a Patriots uniform. So I'm trusting that Cam Newton with a better team around him will find more success. I don't think, obviously it's not Tom Brady back there. We know that, but I'm not quick to say that there's a big time question mark at the quarterback position.
So you would give up a first round pick?
Second. I'd give up a second round pick for sure.
I think you're talking yourself into this. Like this is what we did last year. Last year, as soon as they signed Cam Newton, like we were like, this is even after the Seahawks game. We were like, listen, this team
MVP.
We had a show. We had a show where all of us were just, maybe you need to sign Cam long term. You remember that show?
Yep.
We definitely that show. Like, you probably have to lock this guy up for the next season or two because we think he's the guy. And man, oh man, that took a left turn quick.
Dude, 2 years ago, we had a conversation about the team going undefeated. Like what?
Y'all
had that conversation.
I definitely was trying to drive that train myself because I was feeling very good. They were like 7-0, 8-0. They played damn good football.
Yeah. And then they met up with the friggin' Ravens. I mean, we can wrap it up here, I guess, but I don't know. I'm having a tough time believing in Cam. And I gotta say, the Cam Newton fan base on Twitter, one of the most loyal and vicious groups on Twitter.
That's good. I'm glad he has that. He deserves it.
He's got a team behind him. You say anything about Cam Newton, these guys are pissed. These guys are rattled. And look, I think we can all agree here. Especially last season, we were done with Cam. At the start of the offseason, we were done with Cam. But we are Patriots fans. We want to see Cam Newton succeed. If he's your starting quarterback, we want to see this guy be the best damn quarterback option possible. If he's better than Mac Jones, great. Make him the starting quarterback. But after what we saw last year, and I know it's a talking point for everybody, is he didn't have the weapons. We understand that. But there were also plenty of times last year where he had guys wide open and he's throwing the football at James White's ankles. So, I mean, I want to see if Cam Newton's the quarterback, great. I want to see the guy that we saw early last season. But I just don't – I'm having a tough time buying in that we're going to have a better version of Cam, especially with these reports coming out already that his mechanics, he's looking lighter. The consensus basically has been he's looking lighter, but which is typical May football news. He's looking lighter, but his mechanics, they're still not there. They're still not great.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Right, and it's May. Obviously things can change, but we'll see. We got anything else? We're ready to wrap.
I think by next week, Julio Jones will be on a new team. That's my prediction.
By next week, huh?
They said June 1st.
By the next time we do this show, we'll be talking about Julio Jones on a new team.
Percentage.
What do you think it's the Patriots?
That is the Patriots?
43%.
43?
What the hell? All right, sure.
That's a high number.
Yeah. 43% chance.
That means they're going in. That means it's going to be a fun football season.
It's either the Patriots or the Titans, I believe.
I honestly, who knows? Everybody's interested. Everybody wants
that. That is true. It's Julio Jones. I don't blame him.
It's gonna be a team that we just haven't heard about.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the Dolphins,
the Browns.
That would be. That would be a wagon.
Kansas City would be sick.